Howdy folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today for you I have a Bjorn's Mighty Thoughts video. So anyway folks, let's dive on in today's video here where I'm just going to kind of ramble for a little bit. I'm also going to show some video clips, so bear with me. But obviously everybody knows about the war going on in Ukraine right now. You really can't turn on the news, look at Facebook, check out Twitter or anywhere else without even seeing anything about it. Besides of the Ukrainian war, I plan on going to volunteer for the Ukrainian war to help out with the operations there. And I could actually use some help with acquiring funds for my equipment. I have a Spot Fund page. Please go check it out. There's also a video at my Spot Fund page that you can check out as well, so you get a better understanding of what's going on with my Spot Fund and why I'm raising funds. But enough shameless plug-in, because this is my YouTube channel and I can shamelessly plug in all I want to. Today, folks, I'm going to focus on Henry Locke. Yeah, a lot of you have seen the video going around about Henry Locke. And I'm going to give a deep dive in here about the whole situation because, well, while there's a lot of YouTubers out there going, hey, look at this video of this asshole, no one's been taking a look at the other videos and information that's been posted alongside that video, and everybody's focused on this guy, Henry Locke. Let's just dive on into it. Bear with me. I'm going to play a little bit of a video clip here.
Any of you who are wondering what is going on, all right? We were part of the Georgia National Legion, the 102nd Ukrainian Territorial Defense.
Okay, well, I guess maybe that could be a little bit legit. I tried to back that up to see if that was actual legit information, and I really could not get anything on that.
Okay. Our base got fucked up. The base right next to us got fucked up. Americans, British, tons of British dead. All right? They're not saying nothing. They're counting our dead as their dead.
Okay, what he said so far is making a little bit of sense to me. I did see on the news about the attack at Lviv. I don't honestly know if that's where the Legion base is. I only suspect as much. He said about their counting our dead as their dead. That kind of makes sense from what I understand, that when you sign the contract, you're actually made a citizen. So essentially you're given dual citizenship, because that's the deal with signing with the Ukrainian Foreign Legion, is that essentially you're signing yourself over to the army. Hence, you're not a mercenary. You're, per se, defending your country. Let's dive more onto what he had to say here.
They're trying to send us to Kiev with no fucking weapons, no kit, no fucking plates. The people who are lucky enough to get...
Okay, trying to send them to Kiev without weapons, without plates, without ammunition, that doesn't make sense. You literally got 20... that I'm aware of, the last number I seen was 20,000 volunteers. Now, I could understand if there's guys over there that they're training without kit, that would make sense because they're in a training camp. But the fact is you're going to send guys to the front without any gear at all. This is not Stalingrad. This is not Soviet Russia 1942, 1943. You know, this is Ukraine, 2022, and they are being supplied arms from the United States as well as the British and other countries. So while there has been difficulties with supplies getting into the country, from what I understand, everyone's still getting supplied. Everything that I've seen on the internet, everyone's being supplied that's going into fighting. And there's been multiple sources I've seen that collaborates that people are being supplied, that there's difficulties getting them geared up when they first get there, but after time, they get gear before they go into fighting. All right, let's see what else he has to say.
Get weapons or only getting magazines with like 10 fucking rounds, okay? When they wanted to send us...
Okay, 10 fucking... I like this part. See, the shit is getting deep. If anyone's really analyzing what the hell this guy's saying, which many of the YouTubers out there didn't, you're getting magazines with 10 rounds each. Okay, I've talked to the military attaché at the Ukrainian embassy in D.C. All right. Now, he's like the military expert. He knows what the fuck is going on with the Ukrainian military, probably better than anyone else in the States right now. Now, obviously, outside the States, you got, generals, squad leaders, etc., that has a better idea of what's going on with the Ukrainian army than the military attaché does. But this is where I'm going to call bullshit on this one. The Ukrainians, there's information all over the place. Ukrainians capturing convoys, Ukrainians capturing supplies, taking out Russian forces. Guess what the Russians and the Ukrainians are using as their primary rifle? The AK-47. Folks, they use the same fucking ammo. There's plenty of fucking ammo to go around. So that sounds like fucking bullshit right there. Why would you be willing to give a guy an AK rifle if there's supposedly not enough rifles to go around and only give them 10 rounds? Folks, come on. Is no one seeing the bullshit here?
Us to Kiev, we said no. Our whole group, a bunch of Americans, Canadians, British. So they...
Okay, and there's been no collaboration on that statement whatsoever, by the way. Now, there is a couple people at the border. They got to the border, and before they signed the contract, they got cold feet and decided to bail out. Nothing happened to those people. They returned home, as far as I'm aware of. I know at least 3 of them did. Moving on.
Told us we had to get the fuck out, or they were going to shoot us in the back. All right. So me, this British guy, and another American, we fucking hit.
Okay, so they threatened to shoot him in the back. How comes no one else is reporting this? Like, this video was posted days ago, and no one else is saying this.
Hit in the back of an ambulance to get out. We got to the border, and it was a whole nother mess.
Okay, why would an ambulance be at the border?
When you get to the border, anyone who has kit, anyone who has any military shit, they're fucking pulling you out of the line and they're sending you back to the front. We got dropped off about 5 clicks from the fucking from the border, and we walked.
Now, sending guys back to the front that's got kit in that, I don't know how true that is. Honestly, the footage I've seen of stuff at the borders, and understand I've been keeping very close eye on what's going on because I plan on volunteering. So I'm trying to be abreasted the best I can of what's going on over there. And honestly, I'm not seeing too many men in the line to get out of Ukraine right now. The men that are there, they're the border guards. They're checking passports, they're checking information, identification. Some of them are handing out food, they're handing out blankets. They're volunteers. Some of them are medics. I haven't seen any footage of anyone at the border wearing kit outside of the border guards. That's all I'm going to say about that.
And we get to the border in this humanitarian group with a bunch of ex-SF veterans from England, pull us to the side and say, you need to get, pulled us out and fucking, hit us. And they were like, you need to dump all your kit. They're pulling people out, cutting up passports, sending them back.
Okay, so once again, I've not seen any reports of passports being cut up, passports being taken, anything like that. Okay.
We dumped our shit. We got all of our fucking, we got in Red Cross vests, and they had fucking humanitarian passes to get us through.
Okay, wait a minute. Why does a couple supposed special forces guys have humanitarian passports? And where the hell do you get Red Cross? Well, I guess they're just Red Cross vests laying all over the place. Has anybody seen a pattern here yet as I'm pointing it out?
The Ukrainian border. People need to stop coming here. It's a trap, and they're not letting you fucking leave. The best way to leave is in a Vic or a car or something. People who get on by vehicle have a better chance of hiding their fucking kit in the back, doing whatever the fuck they can, but do not try to leave Ukraine on foot if you're a volunteer. It's a mess. and it's a trap. And I have multiple people who can confirm this story. Any of y'all who are
Okay. And I do want to state, folks, that last statement, I have multiple people that can confirm that story. I've seen no one else with a story like this. I've seen no one else that can confirm a single thing he said, except for maybe remotely you can chuck in the shortage of equipment. But either way, he's claiming that essentially it is a shit show over there. Okay, fine, for anyone who wants to believe that, for anyone who didn't do any research. And I'm definitely calling out the YouTubers on this one, because there's a lot of YouTubers that talked about that specific video. And they're like, see, this is what the hell's going on over there. All you Call of Duty guys are going to go over there and get yourselves shot. You think it's just a game, which, well, I mean, if you're some Call of Duty kid that thinks war's a game, then don't go over there. I'm actually a veteran. I'm actually trained. But, moving on, there is another video I want to show you. All right, now here's the second video. I'm going to pause this one a lot less because there's a lot less to go over, a lot less to pick out, but there's a couple things I want to pick out. I want you to pay particular attention to two different things. If you look on the right-hand side, it looks like there's some kind of framing there. To me, that looks like the framing to a military-style supply truck. Another thing I want to point out is when he's talking, you see steam coming out of his mouth. It's been cold over there in Kyiv. Well, it's been cold over there in Ukraine. I've been checking it almost every day, and almost every day they've had snow, particularly at night. They've been getting snow fairly constant. Well, not fairly constant, but they've been getting light snows during the nighttime, especially late at night and very early in the morning. But let's dive on into this video here. As you can also see, too, he's wearing a coat. So to me, this guy stands out as, I think he's really there actually in Ukraine making this video. There's also some other things too I'm going to point out.
Hello, Harrison Josephowitz here, Georgian Legion here. What we can say is whatever may or may not be circling right now from Henry Locke, it is completely false. No threat ever was made by the Georgian Legions as us as a...
You can also hear vehicles running in the background, by the way. I want to point that out, that you can hear some vehicles running. I also notice he keeps looking around. So I suspect he's, looking around to make sure the area is actually, safe, because he is in a war zone, or that there's a lot of stuff going on around and it's kind of distracting him, which I suspect the latter more than the former. But
humanitarian organization working directly with the Georgian Legion was ever threatened. No Georgian Legion ever threatened us with a rifle or anything of that nature. The leader of the Georgian Legion, Mamuka, I had a conversation with him. I expressed my concerns for my humanitarian organization, that the military base that we were using, that they offered to us, was not the best place to have a humanitarian non-combat element. Now, yes, there is a part of my organization that we can get into contact with direct action groups if that's what they want to do. So with that being said, we came to the agreement that it was best for both of us for us to move off the Georgian Legion military base. With that being said,
now I do want to point out there is a Georgian Legion over there currently, and there's actually some information about that. So that can be collaborated about the Georgia Legion. Not necessarily that this guy's working with the Georgia Legion, but I do actually believe what he's pointing out. He knew, obviously knew the commander's name. There's vehicles, as I said, you can hear running in the background. There's some other things, too, that just kind of marks as, this guy knows something.
We still have a very, very professional relationship with the Georgian Legion. We have plenty of shipments of everything that they've ever needed coming in. I can't give specifics for OPSEC, but yes, we do have, we're still giving them loads and loads of gear, armor, medical supplies, everything. The only slightly bit of truth to it.
Now, if you listen in the background, it sounds like there's an air raid siren. I've actually heard that a few times checking out the different various streams, footage, and etc. of different areas in Ukraine. And that's what makes me definitely believe this guy's actually in Ukraine because of, like I said, the cold air. He's dressed a bit warmer. And now you have an air raid siren in the background.
Was a Georgian Legion contract of 3 months, and that was it.
I did look that up. There actually is a Georgia contract. If you join the Georgia Legion instead of the Ukrainian Legion, from what I understand with the Ukrainian Legion contract, you're there until the martial law is over. Pretty much till the invasion's over. With the Georgia contract Legion, I believe it's actually 6 months, but you can opt out after 3. But you have to return all the equipment that you were issued.
It's no big deal, but you know, at the end of the day, it really makes things look bad here because we have a vetting process, and himself.
Okay, now I mentioned about the vetting process. I'll get to that more in a bit. I just want to make sure that that's a keynote. Keep that in the back of your mind.
Henry Locke and another individual, they did not pass our vetting process. And this is in direct retaliation to them being rejected through our vetting process. And that is exactly why we have a vetting process to stop this or those kind of mindset people from getting here, from helping us out.
So yeah, it looks like the shit has gotten deep, folks. And I did actually look. I did not know the first gentleman, Henry Locke. I did not know his name until after I saw that video. And then I went looking and I went digging and I found out why he didn't pass the vetting process. That's because he's part of the, I believe it's called the Boogaloo Boys or something like that. They're basically a bunch of wannabe cosplay white supremacists from what I understand. And if I understand it correctly, Henry Locke, when he went to try and leave the country, was told not to leave the country. Oh, yeah, there's an article addressing that as well, which no one actually bothered to look that up. So actually looking into this, from what I can see why he didn't pass the vetting process. And come on, tell me the guy with the red and white bandana on his face isn't Henry Locke. You can tell it is, even though his face is mostly covered. It's kind of like Superman wearing glasses. So either ways, Henry Locke, scumbag,
Beta!
male, and yeah, you know what? Fuck this guy with a pineapple. He's a lying sack of shit. Anyway, folks, hopefully you all enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and have yourself a wonderful day.